Well, what is the next section that I'm excited about in the book of Revelation? Well, I'm excited about the entire book, but when you pick your favorite places, it's a little easier to get through a book. So let me just share with you in Revelation 5 a scene that I just love. It says, I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a book written inside and on the back and up in the seven and sealed up with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, now listen, who is worthy to open the book and to break the seals? And no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the book or to look into it. I began to weep greatly because no one was found worthy to open the book or to look into it. One of the elders said to me, stop weeping. Behold, the Lion that is from the tribe of Judah, the root of David, who has overcome so as to open the book and its 7 seals. The Lion of Judah, Jesus himself, is the only one worthy, only one that deserves the right to open the book. What a wonderful thing that is. But then it goes on, it says in verse 6 and 7, and I saw between the throne the 4 living creatures and the elders a lamb standing as if slain from the 7 horns, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God, sent out into the world. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him who sat on the throne. So we had the Lion of Judah, but we have the Lamb that was slain. Remember John said, behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. The Lion of Judah, the only one worthy. The Lamb that was slain, our Redeemer. And then it goes on in chapter 5 and verses 9 through 12, and it says, and they sang a new song, saying, worthy are you to take the book and to break its seals, for you were slain and purchased for God with your own blood men from every tribe and every tongue and every people and every nation. Now, my friends, that leaves no room for bias, prejudice, or bigotry. Jesus died for all of those that would believe in him, from every tribe, from every nation, from every tongue. He shed his blood for all of us. No room for prejudice, bias, or bigotry. And they were singing, worthy is the Lamb who was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and might and honor and glory and blessings. Then finally, I want to bring your attention to something that many of you may have experienced, and that is somebody knocking at your door and saying only 144,000 are going into heaven. Yes, they're Jehovah's Witnesses. But they're going to have a hard time explaining all of chapter 7. You see, it's in chapter 7 that there's a mention of 144,000. But they're not all that are in heaven. And so here we see in chapter 7, verses 9 through 14, after these things I looked, and behold, a great multitude, which no one could count. They could obviously count 144,000. Great multitude, which no one can count, from every nation and all tribes and peoples and tongues, standing before the throne, before Lamb, clothed in white robes. Palm branches were in their hands. Remember when Jesus came into Jerusalem and the palm branches were thrown down? And they cried out with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God who sits on the throne and to the Lamb. And I said in verse 14, my Lord, you know? And he said, these are the ones who come out of the great tribulation. They have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Incredible, isn't it? How could any denomination take the first part of chapter 7 and say there's only 144,000 and going into heaven, and then skip the second part of chapter 7 where it says that it's a multitude so large that nobody could even count it, and from every nation and every tribe? Well, my favorite joke comes out of chapter 8. And I wish that I had thought of it, but I didn't. But a friend of mine who is an evangelist said, "Did you hear about the husband that went out into the living room and said to his wife, 'I just found out there are no women in heaven'?" She said, "What? What do you mean there are no women in heaven?" He said, "I just read it in the book of Revelation." She said, "There's nothing in the book of Revelation about there being no women in heaven." And he said, "I'll show you." He went and got his Bible, and he said, "Here, look at chapter 8, verse 1. When the Lamb broke the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for half an hour." Now you know that if there were any women in heaven, there could never be silence for half an hour. Well, that's my thought for the day, and I've got the door closed, so I don't think Lois heard me tell that joke. But it's another one of my favorites in the book of Revelation. Worthy is the Lamb, the Lion of Judah, the Lamb that was slain, our Redeemer. And he is the one that's worthy to open the book. He is our salvation from every tribe and every nation and every people. No room for bigotry, no room for prejudice. He's died for all of those that would believe in him. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day. Sorry, ladies.